Life Audio.
Welcome to the Crosswalk Devotional. We are so glad to have you listening with us here today. Today's topic is how emptiness fills our souls. We will return after this brief message from our sponsor.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than just money. We help you put your plans into motion and faith into action so you can do more for the ones in your heart. Because sometimes all you need to make a difference is someone to help you make it happen. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million U.S. citizens carry medical debt, but that's not the whole story. With health insurance, your out-of-pocket and monthly costs are way too high. You get surprise bills, denied claims, and poor customer service. That's a serious burden. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is an alternative to health insurance at half the cost. You can enroll at any time and join a proven, faith-based solution that's both reliable and affordable. CHM isn't just help, it's financial and spiritual support when you need it most. Families across the country count on CHM to step in during their hardest moments, and it works. Stand up to health insurance with a low-cost, biblical solution. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
How Emptiness Fills Our Souls. Written by Peyton Garland. Read by Rochelle Alberti. I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. Ephesians 3:16-19, NIV. As an American woman, born into a well-to-do middle-class family, my basic needs were met, and my superficial childhood wishes almost always came true. My life wasn't perfect, though, as my father struggled with PTSD most of my childhood, and I battled undiagnosed OCD. Those were the hidden pieces of my easy life that weren't simple to fix. No toy or vacation can heal the mind, and when it's left unsettled for so many years, it learns to operate out of fear. My family isn't one to volunteer for therapy or mental health counseling. Our old Southern roots dig deep in the dirt, and my relatives often see those roots as the laces by which we should all pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. But at 25, this bootstrap philosophy still wasn't working. I felt hollow and lonely, as though no one could understand my obsessive mind and the intrusive thoughts I could never shake. I opened up to a friend who recommended a therapist in my area, and attending her sessions was life-changing. I came to her office at the end of my rope, empty of answers and hope, and because of this emptiness, I was able to be filled. And because I was making my emptiness known to a trusted source, I could be filled with goodness and truth. I could find healing that would never have happened had I been left to my own devices. My therapist granted me a fresh perspective concerning my OCD. She offered conversations that allowed me to discover core issues that my heart continued to carry. She also shared hard truths concerning my diagnosis and my relationships with others that I needed to hear. Therapy wasn't easy work. I often left feeling physically depleted, but my heart was settled. Hope had a brighter face, one that I could look at and believe in. I share my story to remind you that feeling empty, whether in relationships, job fulfillment, spiritual searching, etc., doesn't have to be the end of your story. It doesn't have to define who you are or keep hope out of reach. Emptiness is an opportunity to be filled. But we must only open ourselves to be filled with what is good, lovely, and true. Anything else will not only reinforce the weight of emptiness, but span the gap between you and joy that lasts. Emptiness isn't meant to be a badge of honor either. In a culture that tells women they are better off alone, without children, and most fulfilled at a desk, it's easy to believe the lie that remaining devoid of relationships with people and God is the route to safety and success. But I encourage you to rebuke the culture's destructive lie. Don't allow emptiness to become a companion. It's a lousy friend, I promise. Just as an empty tomb gave way to the resurrected Savior, who has set the world free, may your empty heart give way to God's glory and vision for your life. May your emptiness prompt your hands to open, and may your hunger be filled with everlasting peace. Let them give thanks to the Lord for his unfailing love and his wonderful deeds for mankind, for he satisfies the thirsty and fills the hungry with good things. Psalm 107, 8-9, NIV. Intersecting faith and life. Take some time to list all ways you feel empty. If it's relationally, consider opening yourself up to healthy friendships through a church small group, mom's group, book club, etc. If you feel spiritually empty, find a trusted Christian leader to confide in. If your mental health feels hollow, I encourage you to seek Christian counseling like I did. Further reading. When you feel spiritually dry. Psalm 107.
The Crosswalk Devotional is a production of Life Audio and Salem Media. If you liked what you heard today, please take a second to rate and review this podcast in your favorite podcast app so that more listeners like you can find the show. For more faith-filled, inspirational podcasts, visit us at lifeaudio.com.
Many of us feel hurried, and did you know that being in a hurry is costing us more than we realize? Hi, I'm Jem Fadling, co-host of Unhurried Living, where my husband Alan and I help people learn to live and lead from fullness rather than on empty. We provide resources and training to teach you healthy patterns for rest, work, and spiritual connection. With more than 25 years of experience at the intersection of spiritual formation and leadership development, Unhurried Living seeks to inspire others to rest deeper, live fuller, and lead better. Join us each week as we continue to have conversations about leadership, soul care, the power of prayer, and much more. You can find Unhurried Living at lifeaudio.com and on your favorite podcasting app.